Hello, everybody. So, this is the second episode of this cultural and religion series. No God, many ghosts. Why Chinese atheism is stranger than the West think. You often think atheism means a clean word. No God, no heaven, no hell, no spirits, no invisible judge, no cosmic surveillance system. Just science, reason, theory, Texas, and occasional existential crisis at 2 a.m. China give us a stranger picture. Many Chinese people may say, I don't believe in religion, but they visit ancestral graves during Qingming, the town's sweeping festival. They don't believe in God, but they may await on lucky days. They don't believe in ghosts, but if a dead relative appears in a dream, the whole family suddenly becomes very careful. They don't believe in Buddhism, but before an exam, a temple visit feels reasonable. They don't believe in fate, but they still say maybe this was meant to be. So maybe China is not simply godless. It's something stranger. No one God above everything, many ghosts inside everything. That's a paradox of Chinese spiritual life. The sky may not have one supreme God, but the ground is crowded. Ancestors, fate, karma, feng shui, bad luck, family debates, unspoken obligations, invisible consequences. Western atheism often empty the sky. Chinese atheism often haunts the ground. In the modern West, atheism, let me confirm the pronunciation. Atheism often comes from a long argument with Christianity. For centuries, God was central. God created the world, judged the soul, stood above kings, gave moral order. God watched even when society did not. So when Western thinker began to question God, atheism often meant removing a central authority from the universe. The result was frightening and liberating at the same time. No God watching, no final judgment, no divine plan, no cosmic parent. The universe becomes bigger, colder, quieter. That's why Western atheism often sounds existential. Existential. What is meaning without God? What is morality without God? What is the self in an indifferent universe? Somewhere a French philosopher lights a cigarette and sees life is absurd. But Chinese atheism is not born from exactly the same story. We did not have one powerful church standing at the center of civilization for centuries. It did not organize spiritual life around one creator God who ruled everything. So when modern China becomes atheist, it did not simply remove one God from the sky. There was no one God occupying the whole sky in the same way. Instead, we have a dense world of relationships. Living, dead relationships, family relationship, cosmic relationship, moral relationship, practical relationship. So when God is absent, the world doesn't become empty. It becomes relational, haunted. No clean unbelief. The first key idea, China atheism is not always clean unbelief. It is often haunted unbelief. A person may not fully believe, but they don't safely disbelieve. Also, it's very different from confident atheists who says there's nothing there. In Chinese life, people live in the middle room. I don't believe in ghosts, but don't say unlucky thing at night. I don't believe in feng shui, but the apartment direction feel a little suspicious. I don't believe in fate, but the relationship ending before the rainstorm. Maybe the universe is being dramatic. It's not stupidity, it's a cultural habit of ambiguity. The Chinese spiritual world often works through just in case. Burn incense, just in case. Choose a lucky day, just in case. Avoid saying something too negative, just in case. Respect the ancestors, just in case. Don't disturb the dead, just in case. This is not doctrinal religion. It's existential insurance. Chinese atheism often means not fully believing, but not disbelieving safely either. The West has a famous idea, disenchantment. The modern world becomes disenchanted. Science explains nature, religion retreats, magic disappears. The universe becomes measurable, the stars become gas, not gods. The forest becomes ecology, not spirits. The body becomes biology, not destiny. But China shows a different possibility. The world is not fully disenchanted, it's fragmented. There may not be one God ruling everything, but there are many small invisible forces. Auspicious states, ancestral presence, Feng Shui, karma, bad luck, family debate, social atmosphere. The strange feeling that something is not right. China did not simply remove disenchantment. It broke enchantment into small pieces and scattered across everyday life. This is why Chinese spirituality is hard for Western categories. It's not church doctrine, it's not pure atheism, it's not fully religion. It's a world where the invisible survives through habit. China did not simply disenchant the world, it fragmented enchantment. Ghosts are not just dead people. When you hear ghosts, they may imagine horror movies. A pale woman in a hallway, a haunted house, a chair moving by itself, very Netflix. But in Chinese culture, ghosts are not only supernatural beings, they are also the afterlife of relationships. An ancestor is not just a dead person, it's a it's a family line still making claims on the living. Feng Shui is not just superstition, it's a feeling that space has moral and cosmic consequences. Karma is not just Buddhist doctrine, it's a hope that actions leave invisible traces. Faith is not just reputation, it's a ghost of other people's eyes living inside your behavior. Human debate is not just owning money, it's a feeling that relationships create invisible accounts that never fully close. So many ghosts doesn't simply mean China is full of monsters. It means Chinese life is full of unfinished relationships. The dead are not completely gone. The past is not completely past. A favor is not completely repaid. A shame is not completely erased. A family expectation not completely optional. In China, ghosts are not only dead people, they're afterlife relationships. In Christianity, judgment is often imagined vertically. God sees, knows, judges. Even if society misunderstands you, God knows your heart. If a king has power, God is higher. Even if your neighbor gossip, they're not the final court. That can be terrifying, but it can also be liberating. Because society is not ultimate. In Chinese life, without one supreme God about everything, judgment often becomes disturbed and distributed. Your ancestors judge you, parents, your relatives, your teacher, your community judge you, history judge you. The dead may visit your dreams. Your family group chat becomes a minor book of revelation. The judgment is not gone, it's everywhere. That's why Chinese social life can feel so heavy. You're not standing before one God, you're standing before 1,000 eyes. Some are living, some are dead, some are imaginary, some are from your end. China did not remove judgment, it redistributed judgment. No God, but many debates. In the West, sin often describe a broken relationship with God. In Chinese life, it is described a broken and unfinished relationship with others. You own all your parents, you owe your ancestors, your teachers, you owe the family name, you owe the people who helped you, you owe the country, you owe the dead a proper ritual, you owe the living a proper performance. A person doesn't need to believe in God to feel morally trapped. He only needs to feel that he owes everyone. It's one of the most powerful parts of Chinese culture. It creates responsibility. but it can also create suffocation. You're not just yourself, you're a node in a network of obligation, and sometimes the network feels sacred. Not because God commanded it, but because everyone around you treats you as unquestionable. The rational atheist and the haunted atheist. We compare two types of atheism. The Western rational atheists say there's no God, the universe is indifferent, meaning is human made, morality must be constructed without heaven. This creates one kind of anxiety, emptiness. The Chinese ones say, I don't believe in God, but I should not ignore ancestors. I don't believe in ghosts, but I should not offend the dead. I don't believe in fate, but maybe some things are not random. I don't believe in Feng Shui, but this house feels wrong. I don't believe in karma, but bad people should eventually pay, right? This creates another kind of anxiety, ambiguity. Western atheism fears emptiness. Chinese atheism fears ambiguity. The Western one asks, what if there's nothing? The Chinese one asks, what if there's something and I ignored it? The difference is huge. One is haunted by absence, the other is haunted by uncertainty. The I'm not religious but problem. It's where you should stop laughing. Because modern Western society is also full of I'm not religious but Mercury is in retrograde. The space has bad energy. The universe is sending me signals. I'm not religious but I manifested it. I'm not religious but my therapists say I inherited ancestral trauma. I'm not religious but algorithm knows me better than I know myself. I'm not religious, but I would absolutely not get married on a date. I'm not religious, but the astrology app says run, I'm running. The West did not stop believing. It broke belief into smaller pieces. Astrology, tarot, manifestation, wellness rituals, energy talk, trauma language, identity politics, algorithmic destiny. The vocabulary changed. The hanger remained. Modern people don't stop believing. We just made belief less organized and more aesthetic. The new ghost of the West. Medieval peasant fear demons. A modern person fear unread message, bad vibes, critic scores, cancellation, aging, and being perceived incorrectly. Progress, but there are also ghosts. No supernatural ghosts, social ghosts, economic ghosts, digital ghosts. The algorithm follow you. Your online past follow you. Your family trauma follow you. Your debate follow you. Modernity did not eliminate invisible powers. It upgraded them. The ghost no longer knocks on the wall. It sends a notification. The modern ghost doesn't haunt the house, it haunts a feed. That's why China is not merely exotic. China helps us see something universal. Human beings may not be able to live in a completely empty universe. When one god disappears, smaller ghosts move in. China matters because it shows atheism doesn't always produce a clean, secular world. You can remove a supreme god and still have ritual. You can remove church and still have sacred obligation. You can reject religion and still fear bad luck. You can call yourself rational and still negotiate with the invisible. It's not hypocrisy, it's human. Because human beings don't only need facts, we need patterns, warnings, we need rituals, we need ways to handle guilt, we need ways to honor the dead, we need ways to explain unfairness, we need ways to make chaos feel less random. That's why ghosts never fully disappear. They're not only beliefs, they are functions. They help cultures manage uncertainty, and uncertainty is one thing modernity has definitely not removed. There is danger when the invisible world is fragmented, it becomes difficult to challenge. One God can be argued with, a doctrine can be debated, a church can be criticized. But what do you do with 1,000 tiny ghosts? How do you argue with bad luck? How do you challenge fate? How do you refuse family debate? How do you appeal against fate? How do you prove that the ancestors are not disappeared? That's the danger of invisible obligations. They're powerful, but they are weak, vague. No one needs to command you directly. The atmosphere does it. The hardest power to resist is a one nobody officially admits exists. There may be no God, but there is always something watching. The question is, who feels the invisible world when there is no one God? In China, the answer is not nothing. It's ancestors, fate, karma, family debate, social shame, faith, ritual, unspoken judgment, the dead, the living, the not quite believed, the not quite denied, no God, many ghosts. The West thought that after God the universe would become rational. But look around, the old gods left, the small gods arrived. The altar became a screen, the horoscope became an app, the oracle became an algorithm, the confession booth became therapy language, the evil eye became bad energy. The sacred did not disappear. It changed clothes. Thank you so much.